So yes, we are back. Just right in a bit, like I always say, right? Okay. So yes, we will be talking about, and our experts would be chatting around the evolution of blockchain, and they would be, as I'm briefed, they would be addressing about the key issues, the scalability, interoperability, the security, and more aspects around it, and how it can really provide more privacy and more security, because security is something that has to walk hand in hand with the issues that we'll be talking about. We will also understand from the chat about the noteworthy third generation blockchain platforms as well. So this is going to be a good interview on the future of NFTs, Metaverse, and crypto wallets right out there. So allow me to please firstly warmly welcome our session moderator, our very well-spoken colleague, Dimpal Bajwa from ETH, who will be in a very good conversation, I should say, with Vikram Singh, the CEO of Antier Solutions. Dimpal, it's over to you, dear.
Hello and good afternoon to all viewers of the Economic Times Blockchain Summit. I am Dimpal Bajwa from ETH, welcoming you all to this particular session. Blockchain has gained tremendous popularity worldwide. At the same time, there is also a lot of talk around the future evolution of Metaverse, NFTs, and crypto wallets. To discuss this, we have with us today Mr. Vikram Singh, founder and CEO of Antier Solutions. He leads a team of 500 plus full-time blockchain consultants and has a strong foundation in building DApps, DeFi banking solutions, NFTs, and Metaverse consulting and custom blockchain development. I will now dive straight into the questions, Mr. Singh. Crypto industry has witnessed tremendous growth in the last couple of years, both in India and if we talk of globally as well. Could you take us through the journey of the evolution and the key highlights of this journey?
Thanks, Dimpal, for having me here as well. First of all, and I would say there are some of the events which were very important to talk about. Like in 2016 was the the DAO attack which happened, and kind of like which split the Ethereum chain into two. So that that is where the crypto had started getting a lot of traction and visibility as well, and followed by the 2017 SegWit event. So which again helped Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrency getting a lot of attention in the international scenario. Mm-hmm. So that was also the same time when the IPM, then the other like R3 Coda and Stellar Foundations. They came up with their own use cases. A lot of POCs were done in that particular year, like around the international trade finance, supply chain management, and international cross payments, international payments as well. And then came the 2018 when number of organizations organizations building their own custom blockchain. So the attention was got transferred to the interoperability issue and the the TPS transaction per second, improving those things within the custom blockchain scenario. And 2019 was the period when we saw a lot of innovations happening around the DeFi space, like a decentralized finance, and the platform like Compound and Aave, they led that phase. And then beyond that, everyone knows the NFT and NFT marketplaces are making a lot of noise, and the complete focus nowadays is not on the the blockchain and Metaverse, right? So we are going to see a lot of innovation and the use case happening around these areas.
Great. So thank you for summing up this journey so well and talking about the innovation. So my follow-up question, is pertaining to blockchain, the key technology involved in the growth of crypto. What is your vision of where this industry is headed towards in the next couple of years?
Yes, Dimpal. So when we started focusing on blockchain, so the we actually believed in the technology behind the crypto, which was a blockchain, and the vision we had foreseen at that point of time. I'm talking about 2016, end of 16, the start of 17. Then when we started with the building the exchange platform, right? And so we believe that whether the Bitcoin or any other per se cryptocurrency will be able to make it through the government regulation. But one thing they will be able to achieve, that they will force the governments to come up with their own CBDCs, right? So this is what we believe, that once the official money becomes digital, that is where the we will see a real innovation happening in the blockchain space. So what I mean to say that when money becomes programmable, when the trust can be shifted on a machine, when the smart contracts can be can act like a legal contract and can be enforced, that is where we will see the the real innovation and the the use of blockchain technology getting into the hands of people for the day-to-day use cases.
Right, right. I completely agree to that. So you mentioned NFTs earlier. There is a lot of noise around NFTs of late. Some people say they are just a fad and may not have the real value. What would your take be on that?
Yeah, so we generally people confuse NFTs with the the as a store of value, whereas it is a store of ownership basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
For any kind of a digital content, right? So NFT marks the the ownership of an asset, not the the distribution of an asset,
Mm-hmm.
right? So basically it is a collectible, right? So this we have to understand that part. So like for example, if I did the artist create a NFT on a public blockchain, right, for his digital art or anything like that, so what is ensuring that number one, he's going to achieve the transparency, the way the asset get into the hands of like different buyers, like that he gets he's assured to have his own kind of a cut in the whatever money gets transferred from one buyer to the another buyer, like
Right.
through the process of auction or anything like that. Then transparency is there, then ease of use is there, and decentralization is at the at the end is also there.
Mm-hmm. All right. And, considering the potential of Metaverse, the leading social media platform changed their name to Meta. So what is happening in this space, and where is the industry moving to? How is, blockchain as a technology useful in the development of the entire ecosystem?
Right. So, yeah, this is a very, very interesting innovations which are happening. I would say, like the way the Facebook and the Microsoft have invested into this technology. So, Metaverse is nothing but an immersive experience, right? And it has its application in different verticals. Like may it be kind of like the social interactions, wherein just like we are talking to each other, there we can have like a real like virtual experience getting into meeting virtual meetings. Then the commerce platform, wherein like people can shop by just like they shop in a shopping mall, so they can pick the assets and order them as well. When we talk about in the media industry as well, so people just like a very recent movie which was published like in Avatar, so people can have their own avatar and they can get into a virtual environment, right? And at the same time they can carry out their own create their own assets like in the form of NFTs and trade them and bring them back from that environment as well. Similarly, gaming has a huge application through the metaverse, wherein like in-game assets, their ownership can be stored on blockchain, right? And at the same time, people when wants to leave that environment and again you can go back to that environment, you can exactly get the same thing. And this is possible only through blockchain, because blockchain is nothing but a kind of a very secure database connecting through different nodes, right? And at the same time, metaverse is a collection of different 3D like a huge amount of data, like terabytes of data, which needs to be stored, transmitted, and in a very, very synchronized fashion, so that once you leave that space and re-enter that space, you can get the same environment, which is possible through the blockchain technology only.
Right, right. That's very interesting to know. And Metaverse, of course, it's one of the most talked about spaces as of now. All right. My last question to you, Mr. Singh. Tell us about some of your cutting edge work on blockchain.
Right. So we are focusing on three things: DeFi, NFTs, and the Metaverse. So although there is very thin line which separates one thing from the another, for example, like when you build any gaming solution or maybe any kind of a platform, then you let the kind of end user get into that part and create the NFT through the using the DeFi system as well. So one of our like a leading kind of a DeFi solution has $20 million value locked on the in a smart contracts, which shows us it shows the kind of like a security protocol which we kind of use. At the same time, we work for a number of like enterprise kind of enterprises as well, wherein we are helping them like staying prepared for the opportunity, because there is very positive sentiments within the Indian government to regularize the kind of investment into the crypto space as well.
Right.
So yeah, so we help our customers with a already built in products like exchange platform, like DeFi products, like lending and borrowing protocols, wherein like machine decide the interest rates, and NFT marketplaces, and as well as the blockchain gaming solutions, so which are among the topmost solution which we offer to our customer globally.
All right, great. Interesting. So thank you, Mr. Singh. With that, I come to the end of this interview. Thank you for taking us through some really interesting insights on blockchain and guiding us through the journey of blockchain and its evolution over the years. It was really interesting to know about the work that your organization is doing in this fair. Thank you again for coming on this blockchain summit and talking to us.
Thanks, Dimpal. Thanks again, once again. Yeah, thank you.
Vikram, thank you very much for the chat around NFTs, Metaverse, and crypto wallets, as you spoke to Dimple. And Dimple, you're so right. It's inspiring to know about Antia Solutions blockchain initiatives, and you for sure know how to extract it all. So thank you to the two of you. And with that, without any ado, because I really need to very quickly rope in our next set of panel discussion experts who will be joining us right away. We're going to be talking about how blockchain can revitalize manufacturing value chains and bring transparency in the supply chain. So covering this aspect as well. Be right back. In the meanwhile, you can just explore the platform features right out here. I can see some trees, some virtual trees. Of course, the experience zone is where you experience the booths, the partner booths. There's networking zone for you, I can see. Of course, I'm keeping you informed about what's coming up. So all you got to do is just be timely back with us in the auditorium, right? We'll just see you.